I haven't done a studio tour in a long time, so let's do one right now. I created this art studio for myself, and I built this space to create artwork, shoot and edit videos, and just have a creative space for myself. A long time ago, I just painted and shot videos as best I could anywhere I could find in my house. So I felt the need for a space that was dedicated to just painting and creating, and as all things do, the studio has evolved little by little over time into what it is now. This is what the studio looked like on day one, and since then there have been a ton of changes, so this is what the studio looks like now. Starting at the entrance, I still have the couch that I lounge on. This is where a lot of my writing and planning gets done. On this wall, I used to have a bunch of paintings hanging here. Most of those paintings are sold and hanging elsewhere, so I painted these 3 canvases to hang here instead. I have this big easel here for large canvases and painting projects. I moved all my spray cans to this corner, mostly because it's easier to get to them from here, but I also think it looks great in this corner when shooting videos. Next to my spray paints, I have this bookshelf with a bunch of collectibles, knickknacks, and supplies. On the top shelf is a projector for murals. Then I have various action figures and other things that I like to keep close by. I have some art supplies here, including my airbrush, sketch pad, and other supplies. More random things on this shelf. Then I've got some camera gear below that. And almost all camera gear is black, so this light is super awesome. And on the bottom shelf, I've got some chalk, a Dremel, and a few painting projects I've been putting off for a while. Next to that, I have my desk, which is where 90% of my artwork is done. Over the desk is a tripod that I've used for years to keep my camera overhead to get downward shots of whatever I'm painting. In the drawers, I keep most of my brushes on this side. Then on the right, I have tape, transfer paper, pencils, Posca markers, and various art supplies. And the coolest part of this is that it turns into an easel, which is so amazing. I am thinking about replacing it with an ergonomic desk though, one of those desks where I can stand while painting. Oh, and I don't know what these circles are for, but they are perfect for my hairdryer whenever I'm not using it. Over here, I have all of my paints. When I started painting, I was using a whole lot of Masters Touch paint. Then I did a video comparing paint brands where I compared Masters Touch to Golden Brand, and I've been using Golden Brand paint ever since. I still use lots of different paints though, depending on the project and what I think is going to work best. But I've got Masters Touch, FX Paint, Golden Brand, Blick, more Masters Touch, a couple of no-name paint brands, and on this very bottom shelf, I've got rags and cleaning supplies for my brushes. Beside that, I've got this shelf display where I have spray paint cans that I've painted. These are all available on my website, and I've got more of these coming soon. I've got this cool bubble light that I got from Spirit of Halloween. I bought this display when they were closing last year, and it looks amazing in the studio. I just changed all of this a couple weeks ago. I did have 2 monitors here for editing videos, but I don't edit in the studio anymore. So now I've got more camera gear on this side, and it's all the stuff that I use most often. I still have one of the monitors in the studio, and I can either watch something while I'm painting, or I can use this as a huge display for my cameras. And on the far side of the table, I have everything I need to keep all of my stuff charged. So no more dead batteries, no more 10% battery on the iPad while I'm trying to draw, no more cameras dying while I'm shooting video. Everything can stay charged right here in this area. Then up here's a painting I did a few years back of this angry looking octopus. The video is really bad, but if you want to check it out, you can see that one here. I have this small table that floats around the studio wherever I need it to be. Sometimes I use it while painting to hold all of my paints. Sometimes it's a side table while I'm relaxing. So whatever I need it to be, that's what it is. This area is pretty new. I hung all these slats so that I could rearrange artwork in the studio. Having these gives me more freedom to rearrange what I hang and where I hang it without having to put new screws or nails in the wall. I can just hang them off these slats instead. Next to that is a bathroom and storage closet, so that's what's behind door number 1. And then behind this door is where I keep all of my canvases and materials that I'm planning on painting. So whenever I'm ready to start a new project, I just grab one and I can get to work. And now for the camera gear and equipment that I use to shoot my videos. I've already highlighted the tripods that I use to get overhead shots, but these are the cameras that I use to shoot my videos. I use the Canon EOS M50. I got these for a great price when they were new, so I'm not sure what the price is now, but I highly recommend the Canon EOS M50 for shooting videos. And these are not the only tripods in the studio. Most of them came with other stuff that I got for the studio. Here are the lights that I use most often. I really like these because they have soft boxes and they're pretty easy to move around in here. I have these 2 freestanding lights, and then I've got this really big one. I really like this one because it's versatile, but it's got the weight on the back, so it makes it really tricky to try and maneuver it. Here are some smaller lights that I use to get accent lighting around the studio when I'm shooting video, and they're really versatile because they can tuck into tight corners. And this one I can connect to my phone to change the colors. This area of my desk is the camera gear and audio gear that I use most often, so I can grab it as soon as I need it. I've got a few lenses, adapters, handles, a teleprompter, because I'm terrible at remembering what I'm supposed to be talking about. I've got this awesome slider to get smooth motion shots, audio recorder, mics, All kinds of gear right here that I can grab at a moment's notice. And that is it for the tour of my studio, where I like to create all of my artwork, and it's all available on my website, where shipping is always free anywhere in the US. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and sharing. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.